So, if you've been looking for the Onslaught mod,
Oh my god. This is like a different type of beta map now, right? It's more nuts.
or this, but I feel like or this, then the Swapper update has you covered. So yeah, first I'd like to thank all of you who support the channel and the content that I make. Like, comment, and subscribe, you know, the usuals. Anyway, on first look it may look like there wasn't much that changed in the Swapper. The Swapper and Randomizer screens still work the same way they did. Characters, items, breakables, and levels. Check out this video if you want to take a look at how to use the Swapper and the Randomizer functions. Also, there are links to these videos in the how-to screen. The new thing in the Swapper is this button below the Swapper or Randomizer button where we now have the difficulty screen. This allows you to create your own Onslaught mod. Thank you Brogders, by the way, for creating that awesome swap mod. But before I show you how that works, let's go to the swap author screen first. This screen allows you to create your own mods like before by saving your swap settings into a swap file. But this time, you can put details like your name, a title for the mod, download address, recommended difficulty, and a description. These details will allow you to brand your mods by showing the players these details in the stage select screens, in the stage 1 intro screen, and even in the credits roll. Feel free to try how much text the game will let you put into the description box. Just remember, the more words you put there, the smaller the font the game is going to use in the stage 1 intro screen. After you make any changes, you can save your swap mod by clicking the save button. This will put a stamp on the date created field in the swap author section, which will then be visible in the stage select screens after players press the apply changes button with your swap mod loaded. I think the highlight of this update is the difficulty screen. This will allow you to create and name your own difficulty by basing it on an existing difficulty like so. Let's go through each setting on this screen. We all know what defense is for, right? The higher the value, the less damage you take, and vice versa. Green health use is about how much health your defensive and offensive specials use. Lives Arcade, and stars would work like how our big brains tell us how these work. For the enemies section, we have HP in percent. The higher the value, you got it, the more health they have. Spawn multiplier will make the game throw more or less enemies at you. Just be careful about big numbers above 1000% because the spawner slows the game down no matter your gaming rig. AFK rate is supposedly how much the enemies idle around before attacking you. AFK is away from keyboard, which is a term used for enemies idling around and not doing what they're supposed to do. Aggro limit tells the game how many enemies can attack you at the same time, but this doesn't work as we'd expect it to, like 99. But you can try really low numbers to see the difference. Probably the main features that everybody's going to be playing with are the movement speed and hit stop values. Movement speed is, you guessed it, to make you or the enemies move faster or slower. Now, hit stop kinda deserves some explanation. You can watch an exaggerated application of hit stops in Streets of Rage 4 in this video. Hit stop is how much your character's animation stops when they hit something. You can watch an excellent video explaining hit stops here. If you leave these values at default, nothing's gonna change. But if you change it to, let's say, frames, it will change all hit stops of either playable characters or enemies to that value. A frame is how many frames the game runs per second. It's usually 60 FPS for tons of games including Streets of Rage 4. If you put 10 frames, for example, everything that had 3 frames of hit stop would now take longer, and everything that had 30 frames will be faster. If you don't like to use fixed values or numbers, you can use percent. If you put 50%, everything that had 3 frames will now become 2 frames. Yeah, because there's no such thing as half a frame, right? And those hits which had 30 frames will now have 15 frames. The minimum hitbox is for the swapper to ignore changing the hit stop's value if they have originally less hit stop frames than the one you indicate. This box is always in frames. So 10 frames with a minimum of 4 will tell the game to change all hit stop to 10 frames, except the ones which originally have less than 4 frames. It's actually easier to understand if you try it out. Now, hit stun is how long the target is stunned by those specific hits. Please note that these are global values for now, and that all characters will have their own moves, and that each move has their own set of hits which have their own hit stop and hit stun values. That's it for now. Again, if you want to take a look at how to use the swapper and randomizer functions, please take the time to watch this video here. So yeah, enjoy modding the game. Thank you.